Hello Robin, this is Malcolm and my presentation of file downloading. Yes, this is a very scuffed video. I will probably upload it to YouTube and send a link to you on Teams, and yes, you can see my Teams page here, my arguments and all, but it's just to help me go through it all. Oh wait, now my cat is doing something. I think he wants to go outside. Have to get it to the 5-minute mark somehow. Alright, so let's do this. Alright, illegal downloading. So this is happening a lot across all industries, across or mainly like movie and entertainment, like video games and TV shows and movies. And if you want to do it the right way, then you go to a cinema and get yourself a ticket, or go to the game store by yourself there, like on the internet or in real life or something. But if you do not, well then a lot of people do not want to pay for shows and all of that, because it can be a bit tricky sometimes with that, and expensive. But so then they go over to the file downloading, and yes, illegal downloading shouldn't be allowed, because what you're essentially doing is that you're taking away the hard work and the pay, or you're not taking away the hard work, but you're taking away the pay what these people do. The producers and all of those, and game developers, they put in a lot of effort into their games, and when you're downloading a game and not buying it, or a show or whatever, then you're essentially just taking all that money, and it goes instead to the people that are doing these sites, which is not really fair. And yes, VPNs are also, they do not prevent this, they do encourage this, and so the money goes kind of in a bad circle, if you can call it like that. And like it goes, a bit of money goes to those with the VPN, because if you want a VPN and protect yourself from things, well then that costs money too, to have a VPN. But it might be easier to protect yourself from getting caught. But the VPN companies can also benefit from other things, so they don't just benefit from file downloading and all these other things. They also benefit from, for example, for covering up your search history and keeping your internet page private. So really, they can earn money from other things too than file downloading. And the free streaming sites, they are, of course, they are illegal, and they're made by other people that earn money, but they can't just earn money for you just streaming some things. So there's a lot of ads on other sites, and that makes the the ads, they are there. So the producers who have started up this streaming site, they get the money by having ads, and those ads can sometimes have a lot of viruses on them if you click on them, or if you do not click them away fast enough. So it's dangerous to operate some of these sites sometimes, because if you get a virus, your computer can be completely done. The computer viruses can do a lot of things. Like there are some unlucky instances where you can get your credit card number, or like your entire computer like scanned off, and then cash be gone though. So that's really unlucky things that can happen. And and yes, and with these streaming sites making, the amount of they make a streaming site, and then they earn a lot of money from it, then a lot of other people are going to also want to earn money from it, and also compete with these other guys. So then there's just going to be a lot more. There's going to be there's an entirely new industry, illegal black market industry that's going on, and they're competing against each other as well. So really that's not great to have an illegal industry for specifically just that are just and if you could have stopped this and all of that just by buying the game or buying Disney Plus services or whatever. But yeah, unfortunately people do not want to do that, a lot of people. Yeah. And yes, of course, big like companies as Disney, EA, CD Projekt Red, and yeah, a lot of other like gaming companies that are large, they can afford losing a bit of money. Like they create so many games at a time, and especially multiplayer games, you can't download the things there because they can scan off the codes of that and see if you have the real version of the game or not, and so they can ban you or whatever. And then you also need constant updates, and that you can't have a multiplayer game. So that kind of rules it out. But you can still play things like single player games. These games are the ones that get targeted the most in file downloading. And so if you are a small company, want to get started and whatever, then it might not be a smart idea to create a single player game, because then your game's going to get file downloaded a lot, and maybe the single player game is really good from this new indie company. It's a really good game and people want to buy it, but some do not have the money for it. Then they will download it, of course. And so when they download it too much, the company does not profit from the game, and what happens then? Well, then they get bankrupt or something, and so they won't be delivering good content anymore. So that's also a big problem. That's not really fun to get that targeted away. So that's why indie companies start off by making multiplayer games mostly, and which can be a shame sometimes, because single player games are very fun to play if they're very good, and with enough time and effort, single player games can become like really good games. Yeah. And same thing with people, and it's even worse for people wanting to want to get started with movie and cinema things. They can't really do anything, because if they can't get the security, or like the good high up security of getting rid of these file downloading things as like Disney or 20th Century Fox or whatever. Yeah, but they can't get that amount of security, so they will instantly, so people can download their content a lot easier, and yeah. So their great work in films, if they do a very good movie or whatever, their great work can get lost even easier than in smaller indie company games, or in indie companies on the gaming industry. Well, the movie industry is a lot harder. So yeah, that is a big shame too. And yeah, and then. Yeah, there's also this last one here, where the last argument here, that if you want to get help on downloading some things, well then there could be some guy that will help you, and they can be scammers, and the only thing that they want from your computer is some credit card information and steal some money from you. So really, you shouldn't. There's a lot of bad things that can happen both to you if you do file downloading. You can get scammed, you can get a virus on your computer or whatever, and then you can also get caught, and with that you can get you can get a charge, because you have essentially violated copyright law, so you can get a copyright strike too. if you have downloaded these games. So that's not particularly good for you. And then it's not good for the industry overall, because the streaming sites and downloading sites, they're also kind of a new like industry, or new. They are the newest in industry, and they are constantly competing against each other. And as soon as one site gets taken down, another one comes up. It constantly goes in this way. And the VPNs, yeah, they get a part of the money back, but really not. So yeah, it is a shame. And of course, it also affects the actors, most of the producers and the others who work behind the scenes of the movie, who you do not see on screen. And the same thing on the gaming developers. They lose a bit of their pay for their hard work. And that's why you should not be doing file downloading. So down here is my sources. I have got some from the Anti-Piratbyrån. It's a Swedish site. So they say pretty much everything that I say here, or a lot of it at least. And then I have taken some from American universities. The university at Florida, for example, or Florida. Yeah, they speak a lot of how industries and artists can lose money from file downloading, and how much it takes to even recover from it. It's some pretty insane numbers, and I advise you to click on these links that I have here. And then there's also the university at Main Fort Kent. They educate their students in the copyright law and all of these things, and yeah, it can educate you too. So I hope this was a good presentation. I will be logging off now. Bye.